Energy sanctions have been the most consequential of the several penalties imposed on Russia since the beginning of the Russian war. Russia has swiftly established a new strategic partnership with China in response to sanctions from European and American nations. The two nations will spend roughly $78 billion to construct the 8,000-kilometer natural gas pipeline. Russia is concerned that the finished product will be a European nightmare. To what extent, therefore, is this endeavor crucial? To what extent will it affect? We appreciate you taking the time to see the clip. Russia has the greatest total land area in the world due to its expansive territory that includes both Asia and Europe. Russia, on the other hand, is rich in natural resources. There are as much as 8.2 billion tons of confirmed oil reserves in Russia, making up between 4 and 5% of the world's total. Russia also has substantial natural gas reserves in addition to its oil reserves. Natural gas reserves in Siberia and East Siberia account for around 27.5% of the global total, making Russia one of the nations with considerable natural gas supply. This is the primary corridor for natural gas fields, and between these two regions lies 80% of Russia's recoverable natural gas supply. This is mainly because Russia is located so near to Europe. Natural gas is exported in considerable quantities virtually daily. After that, pipelines carry the gas to Europe, where it is used to generate massive economic benefits for Russia while keeping the country's natural gas supply secure. The BC-2 project was established by the collaboration of 5 European corporations and the natural gas giants of Russia, who together spent €9.5 billion. BC-2 pipeline was also accidentally damaged, which had a major impact on Russia's economic area of energy owing to the constant sanctions from nations like Europe and the United States. Russia, on the other hand, is well aware that their partnership with Europe is not meant to survive. That's why Vladimir Putin has ordered a shift in Russian policy toward Asia, to seize fresh opportunities. Russia sees China as the finest partner in Asia because of the constructive and amicable relationship that the two countries have maintained. Russia has traditionally counted China as a close ally. Several nations have recently imposed sanctions against Russia. Nonetheless, China takes a neutral position, aids nations with which it has excellent cooperative connections, and, as of the year 2022, has good cooperative relations with Russia. China-Russia trade has surpassed $200 billion, marking a new record. Oil, natural gas, coal, and other materials have all been among Russia's exports to China in recent years. Russia, which has been sanctioned by a number of nations, aims to resume working with China and has already completed a new strategic cooperation initiative with Beijing. Following some back and forth, China and Russia have agreed to spend around $78 billion to construct a natural gas pipeline that will be about 8,000 kilometers in length. Which of the two natural gas pipelines is the powerhouse of Siberia? A natural gas pipeline between Russia and China, known as the Siberian Power 1 natural gas pipeline, is something that may already be common knowledge. Why is Russia constructing the Siberian Power 2 natural gas pipeline if there is already an operational pipeline for transporting natural gas? Russian Siberian might. In September of 2014, building on one pipeline started at a cost of $21.04 billion USD and is expected to be completed and placed into full service over the next few months. More than 3,000 kilometers of pipe will be laid for this natural gas pipeline project with a diameter of 1420 millimeters. Your city is one of several significant ones along the pipeline's route across the Russian Federation. Saka, then Anamor, and then Blago, which is bordered by China and Russia through Jing City. From 2019, this pipeline has been used to carry natural gas from Russia to China. The annual supply of natural gas has never exceeded 38 billion cubic meters, despite a steady annual growth in the volume of gas carried. An estimated 1 trillion cubic meters of natural gas will be transported to China from Russia through the power of Siberian natural gas pipeline during the course of the contract's 30-year duration. Yet it is riskier to use a single pipeline to transfer natural gas. Russia will enter a period of extreme passivity if it meets the same fate as BC-2. For this reason, Russia and China have agreed to spend almost $78 billion on the projected construction of a new natural gas transportation pipeline known as Power of Siberia 2. The Power of Siberia 2 pipeline is expected to begin on the Yamal Peninsula in Russia, travel via Mongolia, and end in the Chinese province of Huangjing. The total length of the pipeline project is estimated to be over 8,000 kilometers, and it will supply 400 million people. The length of this natural gas pipeline makes it the longest of its kind across international borders. Natural gas transportation capacity will increase to around 50 billion cubic meters per year after this project is finished. But the pipeline's length of 8,000 kilometers necessitates a crossing into Mongolia. As a result, China, Russia, and Mongolia will spend considerable time bargaining over the terms of an on-site assessment of the pipeline project route. The concept calls for the Power of Siberia 2 natural gas pipeline to be formally unveiled in 2024, with completion anticipated by 2030. To what extent, then, does China need this natural gas pipeline project? As its population is over 1.4 billion, China has a massive want for natural gas. Both China and Russia have been actively searching for new markets and resources, namely cheap and dependable natural gas. The fact that China and Russia are working together is another factor. And from a geopolitical perspective, if the pipeline is opened in the future, it may remove the constraints placed by the United States on China's offshore oil transportation. Experts in China's energy sector believe that the inauguration of the Power of Siberia 2 pipeline would do more than just optimize the country's energy infrastructure. It will also push the sector's development in a low-carbon path and guarantee the country's energy supply. China will benefit much from working with Russia on a natural gas project, but the finished product will have a significant effect on the European nations. Why do you say that? Russia's losses in Europe's natural gas market will be mitigated somewhat once the Power of Siberia 2 pipeline is operational. Russia and Ukraine have been at odds for about a year, and numerous Western nations have instituted different sanctions against Moscow in response. The Beihai 2 natural gas pipeline project between Russia and Germany has been put on hold as a result of sanctions on Russia, leaving Russia with a massive energy deficit. For this reason, Russia is keen on constructing the Power of Siberia 2 pipeline with China. Compared to working with a number of European nations, working with China is more cheaper and opens up a far larger market for you. As the Siberian Power 2 natural gas pipeline would eventually replace the Beihai 2, this development also resulted in Europe losing control of Russia's energy market. If Russia loses its ability to export to the European market in the future, it will still be able to sell its goods in Asia. The loss of Russia's dependence on European markets makes this situation a nightmare for Europe. In reality, relations between China and Russia are quite cordial. From the two nations' inception, they have had a peaceful relationship. Equally, Russia sees China as a potential trustworthy partner. Right now, Russia is in a bind, but China can bail them out. In my opinion, Russia will aid China if it ever finds itself in a bind. The collaboration and assistance between the two nations is crucial in light of the ever-shifting international scenario